to DMX, did you and DMX do anything or no?
Yeah, we did. We shared.
He was one of my favorites. I mean,
He was one of my closest friends. God rest his soul, Earl. I tried to save his life. It was like the blind leading the blind, though. Like he was on crack, I'm on cocaine. Different things. One of them was a faster suicide. But there was a point, I'm going to tell you 2 DMX stories, or 3, actually. DMX, I got him out of having to, like, go to prison, and I told him to go to a rehab center, and, like, it's called Recovery First, right across the street from the Hard Rock. He goes, I get him in, says shit, it was court ordered, and calls me like 3 days later. He's like, hey, yo, Scott, I'm at the Hard Rock. I had to fuck the nurse. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? I was like, they're not going to take you back. This is not like G&G holistic or some shit. And he's like, oh, man, what the fuck? I call the guy, the owner, and I'm like, yo, can you please let him back? Nope. 3 days later, I had him come back to my house. 3 days later, I went to Mondrian. My security calls me and says, X has 50 federal agents surrounding your house right now. They're handcuffing him, and he's smoking crack while they're handcuffing him, like with the handcuffs on, getting his last hit in and shit. Some crazy shit. So before that, I remember him staying at my house. One of the funniest stories is I had this fucking party. Everybody was there, from Snoop, this one, that one. And at like 7:30 in the morning, the party's fizzled out. It's like Mike Epps, me, Snoop, a couple other people were chilling in my house in Palm. I get a knock at the door, and it was Pamela Anderson. Yeah.
Legend.
What year?
And I was like, wow, this is cool. Like, even though that was actually one of my friend Rick Solomon's wife or whatever, but I never met her. I thought it was like so cool. Like, it was just like 07, 08, whatever. And it was like I think it was like a Super Bowl party I had. It was just like 600 people or something in the party, whatever. And make a long story short, I was so geeked out of my mind. I'm like, X was upstairs in one of the bedrooms, and I'm like, yo, X, yo, you got to see this. He comes out, and he looks over the banister, and he says, Baywatch. And he just walked back in.
Said one word, Baywatch.
Baywatch. And just walked away. But the last one is the saddest story I have with X. He and I made some great, we did a video at my Indian Creek, by the way. It's called Give Them What They Want. At my Indian Creek property, we did a video. It was pretty cool. But that is not the story. The story is this. You'll be able to see that as my brother after I tell you the story and watch that video. But hold up. Steve LaBelle, my manager, one of my most recent managers.
We working.
Yeah. Very cool guy. He and I owned a rehab center together in LA, Studio City. It's called the Heavenly Center, THC.
Get out of here.
Yeah, and we were like, it was very difficult to be like, able to get like insurance companies to cover the shit because of the weed thing and this and that, whatever. So we kind of like dumbed it down. We are weed tolerant. We're not supplying the weed, you know, that type of thing, whatever. California sober, whatever the fuck it is. X is now on his last legs with emphysema. And he's one hit of crack away from dying. So we put up the bread. This guy Frank Sid, me and Steve, we put him on a private jet to Washington to detox. He goes, we convinced him to do it. He goes through the whole detox program, and he's supposed to get on the runway and go back on that same plane and go inpatient at the Heavenly Center. He never got on that plane. And a few weeks later, he was dead.
Wow.
I really tried to save his life. I really love that guy. I had his whole family staying in my house. It was kind of fucked up, though. Like, you know, mind you, I'm a cocaine addict at the time. And, like, he was in there, like, trying to, like, use my coke to make crack with and shit. It was just fucking nuts. Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't know if I look like a maniac for telling these stories. Like, it's the truth. It was like the blind leading the blind. Can you imagine, like Like, man, you really need to get your shit together. Like, what the fuck?
Man, you got to clean that thing up, Bubba.
Yeah, man. Like, you got to stop to get rid of that shit.
What was he like off camera? I mean, everyone says that if there's one performer that just has the grit, the grime, the hustle, the flow, like he was that guy.
He was the fucking man. Fucking debuted platinum 10 times in a row.
Yeah,
like,
Rough Riders.
He was shitting on the game. Did you ever see that fucking one? I forget what festival it was. It was like this massive. It was like Lollapalooza.
Lollapalooza in Chicago,
bro. Like this dude was
Kills
a beast. He was like he was really everything that those records were exuding was him.
When you hear that, dun dun dun.
Yeah, it never gets old. It's
old.
one of those.
Hey, what's going on? I'm Scott Storch, and you might have seen me on the PBD podcast, and you might have some questions you want to ask me. I'm available on the Minette app, and you can ask me about pretty much anything, music, industry stuff, my life and my history, or, anything, technical questions with music, equipment, whatever, production techniques. Check it out, Minette.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.